the further in that we go. And then as I get more and more data, I can make my decisions, because here's what happens. People make emotional decisions on how they feel. They need to make decisions on accurate data. I need that data to speak to me and say, no, you can't get 200 people through here a night. We were smashed, as busy as we can ever be, and we got 180 through here. That's the best night we've ever had. Okay, so that's the new bar.
Yep.
And maybe you can. Maybe we need to shift the tables around. Maybe we need to get servers turning people over faster. Maybe the kitchen needs to be quicker. Maybe, like, whatever that be. But you need to get the data so that you can look at it and go, how do I improve this situation?
Yeah.
How can I make this more efficient? How can I cut the cost per plate? Right? Hey, we've got extra this left over every night at the end of the day. Well, every night we've had a half of this that we've thrown out. Well, that's costing this much. Well, we need to make this much less. Well, we need, how much prime rib do we need on average? Well, on Saturday nights, we need this much. And on Friday nights, we need this much. And on Tuesdays, we need this much. And then you can cut your efficiencies back, and then you can improve your cost. But how do you know without measuring?
Yeah. You have to be gathering something.
Yeah. You just
to make an informed decision, you need information.
With your gut does not work in this case. I'm not saying that you can't make it for a long time or get away with it. You know, some businesses are very profitable and do very well. A lot of restaurants do very well without quantifying until shit hits the fan, until things aren't going right and you don't know why they're not going right.
Or until they want a franchise.
Yeah, or, well, this is doing great. They open the second location and they don't know what made the first location successful in the first place. And the second one tanks and takes them both out.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know not just what's going wrong and why and how to fix it. You need to know what's going right and how to duplicate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So what I can almost imagine some business owners who might be listening just kind of rolling their eyes and going, well, I really like, let's use a restaurant. I'm a really good cook and I love cooking things. Can I just please cook?
Yeah.
Like what, what do you tell them? What do you say to a person like that?
Say, well, there's a lot of things I can say. I question why you got into business in the first place. If you just want to do the operation, then you should get paid the highest possible that you can to do that job for somebody else and stick to that. Or if you're going to get into business and you are going to look for the freedom, because if you just want to cook and that's what you're going to do forever, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy. But then there's no point owning the business. The business is supposed to free you from that ultimately, so that you don't have to do that. Or I guess if you love it, then you better find a partner or hire someone who can analyze your business and do what I just said to quantify it for you. If you get a really good accountant, which is really hard to find and a rare scenario that will actually dive into your business at this level, they can help you get there. They can quantify it for you. But they actually have to learn the nuances and the particulars and the passion for your specific business.
Because they're not a subject matter expert. They don't.
No, they actually don't understand the nuance and the little finite things that they're going to say, well, you need to cut your costs here. And you go, well, if I cut my costs there, that's going to ruin my customer experience and that's going to kill the mojo of my business. Yeah. You know that as the owner. They don't as the accountant. Right? And they sometimes have some good ideas, but at the end of the day, they're not in it enough to understand most of the time. There are some. If you can find one that is an expert in restaurants or an expert in trucking or an expert in this, then you're going to get some pretty good intel typically. Yeah. And they're going to give you examples from other people that they've worked with and what they've done and not done that has worked and not worked. And they can provide you some hope there. But someone needs to be analyzing it. And if you're not going to be the one doing it, then you certainly need to be hiring someone to do it.
Right, exactly. What's some practical advice? How do they start quantifying? Like, let's say a meat cutting business.
A meat cutting business.
Yeah, this may be one of the people that I talk to.
True. Well, I would say there's an African proverb that I like that I think is important for this. Is that and that is, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. And this
with an accountant.
With an accountant. If you want to go far, go with an accountant. That's funny. But this is what it comes down to, is that as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur with like just a small team or whatever, if you want to do something big, you cannot do it by yourself. No one person. I certainly am not the be all and end all of our business. Our business exists right full of awesome people with extremely different talents and skills than I have. Mm-hmm. I've just gotten all those people together over time and built teams that were extremely effective. I am not the best at accounting. I'm really good at looking at the information and pulling the issues out of it and figuring out how to attack it. But do you want me to accumulate that info and chart it and get it out? I can do it. And I have done it in the years when I didn't have that accountant thing. But I'll tell you what, the people that do it for me now are a heck of a lot better than I ever was.
So you as a business owner, you have to have a good understanding, a good general understanding of all the operating parts of your business. You may not be the expert in an area. This is what I'm hearing you say.
So I guess you do need to understand what you need, but you don't need to understand how to do it.